Hey friends, happy Wednesday, the 18th of September. It's nice to be with you. I am Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I'll share with you a reflection on the daily readings. The readings are linked below. Click the link, read the readings prayerfully, and then turn off the screen. Spend some time with God before you move on to other things. Please pray for leadership of the Diocese of Cheyenne. Clergy and parish staffs and leaders are in Casper this week for continuing education. We do appreciate your prayers. Please plan to join us on Sunday for a ministry fair, Sunday afternoon, 12:30, SCM Parish Center. There will be free lunch, games, bingo. I'll be in the dunk tank. It's just a great opportunity. It's a stewardship of time and talent time, but it's just a great opportunity to be together, to recognize, to celebrate that Christian community makes a difference in our lives, that breaking bread with each other, not just inside the church, but developing our relationships changes our lives, and to prioritize that. So I am asking you to please join us Sunday afternoon for that ministry fair. Okay. Let's dive into the readings. St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians and Luke's gospel. Famous passage of St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians. You get it a lot at weddings, but I want you to not read it in the romantic love sort of a way, but to read it in the Christian love. 10 years ago? Probably 15 years ago, Pope Benedict XVI released an encyclical, Deus Caritas Est, God is love. And he broke it down, talked about self-giving love, talked about, committed love, talked about brotherly and sisterly love in the Christian community, talked in a way that made people uncomfortable and generated some headlines of erotic love as being a vision of God and a way of understanding God. So I want you to think about love in all of its different indications and connotations. But I also want to challenge you. Don't just read this. It's like the warm, fuzzy feeling of love that we can have in our post-romantic experience in the West. Traditionally, classically, love is rooted in the will, not in the feelings. That love is a commitment, that love is willing the good, choosing the good of another. Just leave that there, chew on that. It's choices, decisions for the good of the other. So when Paul says love, it is about that glorious balance of caring for ourselves and attending to ourselves, but then out of that giving to the other, right? Whether that's children, whether that's husband, wife, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, romantic interest, whether that's church community on behalf of one with a celibate commitment. There are lots of ways for us to live love. Paul speaks of love in incredibly glowing terms, that it is powerful, that it endures, that it is lasting through death, right? He speaks faith and hope and love. When we die and we see God face to face, we don't have to have faith anymore because we have vision, we have communion, we have intimacy. We don't have to have hope anymore because we're not looking forward. We are in the moment. The one that remains is love. We live in love now. And it prepares us for love of all eternity. Okay, plenty of stuff to pray into there. What resonates with you that you need to just rest with? Gospel. Basically, Jesus goes after the crowd. He calls them fickle. That would be how we would understand this. He challenges them that they rejected John. John came, he fasted, he prayed, he neither ate nor he drank, right? He had that weird wardrobe and that weird diet. And they said, possessed by a demon. The only way he's doing this is because Satan is in him. Jesus comes. Jesus eats. He drinks, right? This is the table fellowship of Jesus Christ, and especially where he extended it to the sinners. But Jesus ate and drank with so many. Glutton, drunkard. He's not from God. What are you looking for, folks? What's your standard? How about for us, right? Maybe we ask that question of our knee-jerk reaction towards politics or leadership in the church or people around us. Like, are we being fickle? The other way to ask this question is like, what's God doing in our life that we're dismissing because it doesn't match up with our standards? Right? Both Jesus and John the Baptist came from God and were rejected because they didn't measure up to what people had already decided in their minds was what it looked like to come from God. Where are we missing God present in our life because we do not have eyes to see what God is doing? All right, friends, read those readings prayerfully, turn off the screen, spend some time with God. Happy Wednesday. Pray for folks having a hard time. See you at the ministry fair. God bless.